What time it is?
Podcast time.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mark. How are you, buddy?
Happy Valentine's Day, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, warm and fuzzy day.
That's right. Your wife actually already said Happy Valentine's Day to us.
She did.
And
she's very caring and kind and thoughtful. So.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? What's Sunday?
Boy.
It's been 2 weeks. We haven't talked to each other in a
You
while.
watched your first football game ever. What do you think?
I don't think that's accurate. I actually used to be a referee, but whatever. No, it was a boring game. I really I had a good time hanging out with friends, well, family, no friends, and we watched the game. I actually paid attention to it. I got pretty silly wine drunk, as a matter of fact. And
normal.
Yeah, it was a good time though.
Who are you rooting for?
The team wearing tights. I don't know.
Okay, so did you see? Okay, I know this is totally irrelevant to our topics tonight, but did you see Tom Brady's drunken video throwing the Lombardi Trophy?
No.
You need to see it. Oh my God. He was on a boat and he throws it like a pass, the freaking Lombardi Trophy.
Really?
Oh yeah. And he had to be helped out of the boat. He was so drunk. It's awesome.
Well, he has won it several times.
Well, just like 7, but
Yeah.
who's counting at that point, you know? I mean, you know what's crazy about that whole thing? This guy's probably the best football player of all time, but he makes far less money than his wife. How awesome is that?
Yeah,
She's
right.
the breadwinner.
That's
so cool.
She is an absolute supermodel. So that is that is a real thing.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them. So
yeah.
But anyway, it's been a good couple of weeks. I missed you last week. I was also watching the game. Didn't care so much, but yeah. I mean, all good.
We got
nice to be back.
We got 6 viewers already here on Valentine's Day. That's 6.
7, and they all got away.
6 single people that have nothing better to do tonight.
Well, I mean, yeah, what does that say about us?
Wow, my girlfriend's upstairs asleep right now with the dog.
Oh boy,
yeah,
probably a better spot. Yeah.
But we talked about it. I mean, you and I had talked a couple of weeks ago about whether we were going to do this show at all tonight, and she's not ready. She's not ready to go out and be in restaurants right now. Our numbers in the county where I'm at here are not
going up a little bit.
Or not? Yeah. Well, no, actually, we're not rising, but we're stable for the most part. We took a good dip from where we used to be, and now we're kind of stable. But why run the risk? Why sit in a restaurant with a mask off if you don't have to? She's made it this long without catching it.
Right. So
I'm pretty
Nico
confident.
And I went out and ate. One day went to Buffalo Wild Wings and had a good time. But there was like 4 people in there, so who cares?
Wow, crazy.
I'm not going out at 9 at night on a weekend. Screw that.
No.
But, yeah,
No, absolutely. I got my second dose of the vaccine the Friday before, or the Thursday before Super Bowl, and that absolutely kicked my ass, man. The side effects on that were no joke. I was hurting pretty bad the next day for several hours.
You were having no problems.
Well, I kept it kind of quiet. So the point is, I want people to get it. I don't want to scare people off. So I made it a point to post on social media that I had gotten the vaccine, the second dose, but I certainly didn't want to, tell people, hey, the side effects are terrible, because
fucked up.
Yeah, people decide not to get it. We need to get herd immunity quickly so I can get back to normal. I would really like to not wear a mask at Disney the next time I go down there.
Well, I don't think August is going to be a thing. I think you're going to be wearing a mask. I'm afraid.
Maybe.
But next year, maybe. I mean, shit, I don't know. It seems like the mask thing is now kind of a I don't want to say it because
part of our everyday lives. I
don't want to say it. Yeah, I think so. I mean, think about the flu. I mean, nobody had the flu this year.
Right.
I mean, I mean, it's different. I don't know.
I
I'm sending the post to my friends that I forgot to send it to today. I do apologize. Oh, Paul Stoppelworth. That's why I'm looking down. So I'm apologizing if you're looking at the top of my bald head. That's not intentional. I mean, it's kind of intentional because, it's pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you were positive about it because that's what we need right now. I'm probably still decades away, it seems like, at this point.
I don't think that's true, man. We just got an extra 200 million doses. I'm thinking I'm thinking everybody's vaccinated by everybody that wants to be vaccinated by midsummer at the latest.
I like your Hallmark Holidays comment because you were absolutely right. It's not my thing, let's go enjoy it when we enjoy it. It's like, why does it have to be a day? I mean, it doesn't. Yeah.
See, I celebrate the love of my girlfriend 365 days a year, not just one.
Yeah, it's 366 last year. Come on, man.
I don't know what that means. Oh, leap year.
Leap year. Hey, you really don't know what that means.
Hey, let's talk about some. Let's talk about some things. We have a series of things that we want to talk about tonight. But
okay,
we're gonna get to those in a minute. First, you and I did a thing, Mark, and let's publicly. I know a couple people in our feed that are watching here tonight know already, but let's share it. Let's share it with everybody else. What did we do, Mark?
So I did book that cruise, and I am in for that as much as I am worried about going on a cruise.
We booked, Mark. We booked.
I know.
When are we going? When are we going?
Well, I think it's going to be August, tentatively.
August 20th to the 23rd.
The only reason I would go is to see your child get totally shithoused.
Well, I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen. He's definitely going to have a few drinks, but I don't know if he's going to get shit faced. We're going to do 3 days of the cruise, and then I booked 3 nights at Disney World as well. But you're on the fence for that, you said?
So I'm on the fence for that. I think the plan right now is to see if we can do a back-to-back because I have massive amounts of credit with Disney Cruise Line. And if I book one cruise on credit, I have to use the rest of it for a stateroom credit, which would pretty much buy me the whole ship at this point. So not sure I want to do that, but we'll know soon. We're still working that out. Yeah, we'll see where we are.
Okay.
It's too freaking hot there in August. Come on.
It is not. We were just there 2 years ago. It was not bad at all. It was enjoyable. I stayed
in the park for like 3 hours and I went and freaking died.
It was enjoyable.
God, yes, it was enjoyable for like, yeah, it was enjoyable. Right.
I enjoyed it. And I actually love the heat. I have no problem with the heat. My oldest son has not seen Galaxy's Edge yet, so I'm really looking forward to experiencing that. Seems like he wants
to see something else based on the text messages I'm getting from my niece.
I sat him down last night and had a conversation with that boy about that because he has a girlfriend, and I'm like, "What are you doing?
Oh boy,
what are you doing?" And he's like, "No, I would never cheat." And I'm like, "Okay, good. We're not establishing that at 17 years old. You are going to behave yourself and do what you're supposed to do." So,
yeah, and she's an older woman. I mean, she's 19. I mean, that's not good for him.
Oh, I don't know if that's not good for him or not. I think it's pretty good. Anyway, so you and I,
my sister's texting me. Well, not watching the podcast. Obviously, she's sitting there. I think she's had a one too many. So I don't know where she's at. I think she forgot it's 5:00. Just saying.
I might have
Brandy, where are you?
I might have some wine tonight. So you did have a couple of things that you wanted to talk about. So let's talk about those.
I wanted to talk about.
Go, hit me.
You're going to be disgusted right now because you hate country music with a passion.
I hate country music.
So there's a couple things that happened in the last 2 weeks, and I'm going to go a little political here. So my absolute favorite band of all time at this point in my life is the Brothers Osborne. Two brothers, TJ Osborne came out as gay. He's the lead singer of the band about 2 weeks ago now. He's the first country music singer that is on a massive major label contract to come out. And the same week, another guy gets caught, dropping some pretty vulgar words and gets almost dropped from his label and then ends up getting more single sales. I mean, what does that say about us? And we got one guy who's coming out. He's saying exactly what he needs to. And quite frankly, I think at this point in America, why is that still a thing? I mean, why we have to do that? I mean, it should be just okay at this point, why these guys have to do that. And because it's such a, a detriment to his career or what it may be. I mean, none of that's right. It shouldn't happen. And then you have the other guy who's being rewarded for pretty disgusting behavior. I mean, it doesn't matter that it's country music or any kind of music. It's just, it's pretty bad. I mean, what do you think? I mean, what if this was your favorite pop singer? I mean, like Miley Cyrus or somebody. What do you think?
Well, yeah, Miley Cyrus is definitely not my favorite. No, so this is the guy that you're talking about right here. You're talking about Morgan Waller, right?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, so he dropped the N-word. I mean, he didn't just swear.
Yeah.
He dropped some pretty
TMZ
significant.
caught him.
Yeah, and that's that is substantially gross. I got to tell you, I am not. I have no idea who this guy is. I don't think I've even heard his name before hearing about his racist comments.
So right now he is probably the biggest name in country music. He is probably number one.
Yeah, that makes no difference to me.
But the problem I have is you've got this guy. This guy's making money off of that, and you've got another guy coming out being progressive. Just being honest with everybody, and he gets overshadowed by that piece of crap.
Well, you remember the Dixie Chicks during the Bush administration? They said one bad word about
they were gone.
Bush, and they were canceled. And the country music fans had no problem canceling them, but now they complain about the cancel culture now with stuff that's happening that we'll be talking about in a couple minutes. Yep. The reality is, and this is really scary here, but the reality is that we're at a point right now in our country where blatant racism, blatant bigotry is given a podium.
It's embraced.
Yeah, there is a undercurrent of
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's an undercurrent of tribalism, white, like pride and nationalism, all wrapped together in like this bow tie, this anger and hostility about years of political correctness and different programs designed to help underprivileged communities, and the backlash right now is incredible, and that's what you're seeing.
Well, yeah, but the problem is even the underprivileged communities. I mean, there's lots of white people in those communities are being affected and benefited from these policies too. I don't get it. I don't get why. I guess I don't understand why people go against their best interest, and that's what's happening.
Well, wonderful book I read earlier this year, or last year I should say now because it's 2021. It's called Caste by Isabella Wilkerson. She's a New York Times writer, and she talks about race not as a skin color but as a caste system. So it's about you speak of, and we often talk about underprivileged white people, people that are socioeconomically divided and lower than middle class. Yet these people still will side with Republican conservative ideals that reward middle class and upper middle class and really hammer those people that need assistance and different social programs. And why do they do that? Why is that happening? It's primarily her theory is that those people, as long as somebody else is below them, they're content. So the lowest class of white people still feel enough pride that there are black people beneath them. And that is a disgusting form of racism and classism. And, that's what we're dealing with. I mean, that's Trump's base, right? The people that voted for him and with fervor. These are the displaced factory workers, the underemployed, social economic stimulus recipients that just think he's the greatest thing in the world. Because again, he dog whistles racism, and so they all embrace it.
Well, and you're right on that. I mean, I don't even know how better to say it. It's a culture of it's generational poverty, and it's just a culture of that. There's no change. I mean, how do you change that when that's all you've ever known for generations? I mean, how do you get past that? I mean, there's communities that have embraced that way of life for that long, even though they're poor as dirt.
Sure.
There's a way out for them, and they don't want to take it. That's what's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Well, change in this type of scenario, change happens. Yeah, well, it happens in the way that it's happening. It happens through media messaging. It happens through inclusion in the entertainment that we watch. Black Panther was hugely influential and beneficial. Sure. There's been a series of African American led movies and television shows. I don't know if you've watched Lovecraft Country on HBO. That's a wonderful way of addressing it. We had an African American president. The backlash from that was passionate, but now here we are with a vice president that's got African American descent, along with Asian background too. So I think even though we're hearing all this noise, this background hum, and we're seeing more and more police brutality, specifically to those of the minority groups. I do believe, this is my personal belief, I do believe that we are really moving in the right direction. I think we've improved substantially in the last few decades, especially since the civil rights movement in the 1960s. And while we're not there yet, I do believe that there are more people forward-thinking and open-minded like us than there are on the other side. I do believe that. I have to believe that. And certainly in the circles that I run and the expansive, connections that I have across the country, I don't see, very much racism in my circles. That is not to say it's not out there, because clearly I've ejected a lot of those people from my connections. But, I do have faith. I have hope, and I have, a lot of faith in the future as well.
Well, and think about this. I mean, you and I are in a position where if we embrace those ideals, we'd probably be in a better position even because of where we're at in life. And I just continually reject those things because they're just ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of amazing to think that if we embrace that way of living and that way of thinking, that we could get ahead in this country. And I still think that's true. I mean,
sure.
I think we could do that. I mean, you and I could just sit here and say, who cares about everybody else? We're just going to take our own.
Absolutely.
Very easily. I mean, that's just, we're right in that sweet spot. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's just reality.
Sure. And I was astonished when I first had a modicum of success with my business, how many people, Republican friends, approached me and they're like, are you ready to join the party yet? And it's like, no, absolutely not. Never mind the conservative fiscal ideals of the Republican Party, but the social commentary, the social conservative.
You and I are screwed by that.
Yeah, no, absolutely no way in hell. I'm gonna stick with my with my democratic ideals and my liberal views and my socialism desires, and that's the direction I am, and that's the direction I'll stay. I've been in my tax bracket now for the better part of 5 years, and I don't plan on changing anytime soon.
No, and I'll pay more taxes. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
I see that Medicare surcharge on there, and I go, "What's that?" But it's all right.
Hey, I have a very comfortable lifestyle.
A lot worse.
Yeah,
we go to Disney whenever we want. What the hell?
And I am subsisting. Well, not subsisting. I'm helping my ex-wife subsist on my the income she gets from me, because I still have to owe her money for a couple more years. Once that's gone, though, man. I'm gonna be traveling all over the place. I'm gonna be jet setting.
Picture just like that instead of
maybe
mimic mine.
Speaking of which, we're getting ready to make our kitchen all Beauty and the Beast. We're going.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're going full decor.
Mrs. Potts and whatnot.
Yeah, Lumiere and Cogsworth and Chip and all that stuff.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. So are you're redoing everything, or just
well, some of it was already
you doing an overlay?
Yeah, kind of an overlay, because I mean the curtains and that I bought in the past, they were already set up for that. That was originally the direction I was going with it, and then we decided against it, and so but we got a rose. I got stained glass roses in the cupboards. Already they're already there. So I
oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a pretty easy transition, I think, into what we're trying to accomplish.
What are you gonna do with your living room?
Nothing. I stay exactly the way it is.
Perfect.
Stay just the way it is.
You need some bigger speakers, but hey, what do I know?
Dude, they put out a ton of sound. What are you talking about? They don't need to be bigger. They're putting out great sound. Hey, what about this though? We got some Wandavision this week too.
We do. That was probably the worst transition of your life.
But I don't. Yeah, but I felt like we were festering there. Wandavision. Let's talk about Wandavision, Mark. What did you think? Well, we haven't talked about it at all. What did you
go first?
What? No, What did you think about this?
You go first. I want to hear what you have to say.
All right.
And I will continue because I think you have a better voice on this week than I do.
Okay. So, as far as this week's episode of WandaVision goes, it was not my favorite. It was
Agreed.
Yeah.
Which is weird because most people loved it.
Most people loved it because it was the first one with a real substantial amount of action, I think, and you got to see more power sets and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so as far as Evan Peters goes, now Evan Peters, for those that don't know, there's two different Quicksilvers. There's the Marvel Cinematic Universe Quicksilver, who died in Avengers in Age of Ultron. And then there is the Evan Peters Quicksilver, who was in the Fox 20th Century Fox X-Men universe. So he is the actor. Evan Peters played Quicksilver in this last 2 episodes of WandaVision. Now, spoilers if you have not seen this past week's episode yet, you should stop right now, come back in about 10 minutes. But first of all, that is not Quicksilver. That is clearly somebody working for the big bad in this show.
The big bad.
Or this is the big bad himself, which most likely that's exactly who it is. So there were a number of references throughout the episode to the devil and to hell and to demons and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, the Kick-Ass reference was great. So the 2 actors that played Quicksilver, both in the cinematic universe and the Fox universe, both were in the movie Kick-Ass, which I thought was great. But
which is a great movie.
Great movie.
The second one sucks.
Absolutely
go see
accurate.
The first one if you need to see it.
No, absolutely.
Good action movie.
Great movie. So the so this is definitely clearly, it's most likely Mephisto is who that is. And
they're twisting it up now. There's people you go online and people thought they were convinced that's who it is, and now they're not sure.
Yeah, I mean it depends on how much. Right. It depends on how much they're sticking to the source material versus swaying from that a little bit. There was an argument that somebody made about whether or not they could use Mephisto because he's the devil and they can't show that in China. But I saw an interesting point about that. What's that? Yeah. No, they there was something else that they showed. I forgot what it was now. I have to go back and think, but there was something else that's banned from China media, and they showed it this past episode. So clearly they don't care about what China thinks anymore, probably because of the Mulan fallout. But so it ended with the big, what a big cliffhanger ending.
What the hell?
So this is most likely going to introduce X-Men. It's going to start right here on WandaVision. Not X-Men, but mutants, I should say. And there was the interesting comment about Monica Rambeau's character that Darcy brought up about how her DNA had been changing, which is obviously going to be the introduction of her powers as Photon. It was a meandering episode. It was campy, which I get it. They're doing the sitcom thing, but like to have Evan Peters as Quicksilver, I was hoping for at least something heroic to happen instead of just the silly comedy aspects of things. But happen. Yeah, so that's definitely and clearly not Evan Peters Quicksilver. That is somebody that's supposed to look like Quicksilver playing Quicksilver. It's kind of like a double smack around that the writers did, I think, to the viewers.
What's weird about it is it's like, is this going to be it? I think Evan Peters is gone from the MCU. What do you think? This is it. He's gone. It's just a cameo.
I don't know. So
I kind of like him in that position. I think he's interesting.
Oh, no, I agree 100% with that. I would make the argument that they can go a number of different ways. So what they could do is they could say, no, this is Mephisto. Mephisto just took on this skin. And then the question becomes, well, why did he pick Evan Peters? Well, because Mephisto can see beyond the different multiverses. So he just grabbed a version of Quicksilver. He didn't realize which one he was grabbing. There's the argument you can make for that. The actress that plays Wanda, she made a comment several weeks ago about there being she called it a Mark Hamill level or a Luke Skywalker level event of somebody coming into the show. There's been arguments abounding all over social media and YouTube about who that could be. I think that the common consensus is that it's going to be Doctor Strange, but I think that's a little too on the nose.
That's not big enough either.
No, we already knew he was coming.
It's not big enough.
Yeah, I still think it's Ian McKellen Magneto, and I would be thrilled to see.
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be the best way to introduce the Fox property into Marvel, because it really is the smartest thing they could do would be just to absorb it all in. Some people would certainly have to be recast, but there are some fine actors.
like
that
Hugh
were in that.
Jackman, which
Yeah.
which sucks.
He's got to be, yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I was reading something today about there was an actor. I don't even remember where it was at, but there was an actor in The Expanse, Wes Chatham. Look him up.
Wes Chatham. Let's take a look at who
He'd
he
make
is.
a hell of a Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you look at him, you're like, holy crap, he's Wolverine. So, just saying, they got some options out there. I heard, you hear so many different casting rumors when it comes to MCU, and half the time they don't show up. But the ones they pick, man, they can sure pick them. But yeah, look at him. He's in The Expanse, season 4.
I suppose he
You look at the guy. I think. Look at that. Look right there. Yeah, right there.
Hold on.
Yep.
Going back to this. Let's go back to this. Where'd it go? Right here.
That's the one.
He's got a little pretty boy going on there too, though.
Well, that's all right.
I don't know. I mean, he's definitely jacked. There's no doubt about that.
And you need that. So.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he's got to be short too, though. The question is how tall is he? Was he a fighter too? What, he started out as a
Don't look
fighter?
that big. Yeah, but hey, he's already got his martial arts background, so he's got
Cool.
that. So
I can't complain about that. I don't see that being a problem in my eyes, to be honest with you.
There's and they haven't picked an unknown in a while. They had everybody they've had has been a superstar as far as big name casting. Maybe they need to pick an unknown. That's a good idea.
I'm not against that idea at all. I mean, I guess the other question is that you had. I can't think of her name right now. Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau talking about a engineer. She's got a mechanical engineer
what the hell's
friend.
that?
I don't know. That could be a number of different people. I think we haven't answered that. Some people are speculating that could be a Fantastic Four member.
Yeah, are we going to see Jim from The Office?
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I don't know.
I would love it.
I want him to be Reed Richards so badly, but I don't think he's going to be. I think it's going to be somebody different, and I think that's unfortunate.
I kind of wonder if there's so much going in that direction that they will move a different direction. And I think he's a big enough star now with his movies and his career that I got a funny feeling that he might be able to just push for it and get it. Maybe. Just because of who he is at this
He's certainly got the clout for it. The rumor has it, though, that he was going to be playing Captain America in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then along with that, by the way, there's some casting rumors that Chris Evans is coming back as.
Well, I think that's a done deal. I think it's just a matter of is it going to be a cameo or just.
He definitely signed a contract, but the rumor specifically about Doctor Strange was that he was going to play Hydra Cap, and he's playing two characters. I heard he's playing two. He's playing Hydra Cap and he's playing Human Torch.
Here's what I'll say about that: the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The people that watch it and are faithful with it, they are very intelligent and they're going to be able to follow anything. But I think you're going to start losing people if you have the same person cast as two different characters. I think that might be a little too far.
Sure.
Might be too much. And Human Torch, that'd be awesome. I mean, that'd be great. But especially because there's clearly some history there behind some terrible, terrible movies, but there's history. So
that first Fantastic Four movie
for its
time was not bad. Come on, that was not bad for its time. The second one was pretty bad. That
what about the third one?
Well, the Fan Four Stick, that one's absolute hot garbage. But the second one of the three was
what was that guy's the director? Chronicle. He directed Chronicle. Did you ever watch that?
Nope, never saw that.
That was pretty good, but then he made that piece of trash.
Superhero movies are where people go to destroy their careers sometimes.
Everybody needs to go watch Chronicle because it's pretty damn good and it's based in Seattle. So,
I like my Seattle stuff.
I know you do. We got 8 inches of snow on the ground right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's all right.
We're still melting off the 24 inches we got last week.
Oh, got to flex with your 24 inches.
Hey, listen,
come on, man.
I don't have very many flexes with you. Give me what I got, man. There's not a lot of options. We get a lot more snow.
You got pretty good weather too, though, so I'll give you that much.
Yeah, Angela actually brings up a pretty good point right here. So her last comment here, you guys missed Gina Carano on the cancel culture topic. We did not miss that. This is what. I did plan on bringing this up. Yeah, she's
not even a good actress.
No, she's an MMA fighter.
She's stiff and she doesn't know what she. Oh God, she's terrible.
I will say this. everybody's entitled to their opinion. You're just not allowed to express your opinion if you have a Disney level job. I mean, come on.
Especially to that point. I mean, there's tons of stuff coming out in social media about other people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and in the Disney family that have done bad things over time. But she said a lot of crap before, and then she says it again. She never learned from her mistakes. That it's got to go.
Yeah.
And
she was warned multiple times.
There's a better story when it comes to this. What about this whole thing with Don Cheadle replacing her? What do you think about that? Did you hear about that?
No, tell me the story.
Oh man, there's people with petitions online. Everybody's saying he's got to replace her. How crazy
Don
is
Cheadle?
that? Yes, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That's like the first name. He's got to be the replacement for her.
I saw a petition to have Lucy Lawless replace her. I saw that one.
That's not much better. Is that because of Kevin Sorbo being a crazy person too?
Yeah. Oh my God. Seriously, dude. He's
yeah,
off
check it out. Don Cheadle they're talking about Don Cheadle to replace her in the show. I think that's actually a great idea.
Hey, if they bring
if
they bring Don Cheadle in to replace her, then they got to bring in what's his face to replace Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. You got to bring
good. You can't remember his name
Winter
either.
Soldier.
Yeah, what the hell is his damn name? I can't remember his name right now.
Anybody got?
Yeah,
it?
come on in the comments. This is what you guys are here for crying out loud.
You guys are here. Anyway, Chris is the program director. Yeah, apparently you don't know anything, so you don't even know who Winter Soldier is.
No, hey, man. I'm not getting paid for this shit, man. All right, look it up for us. Tell us.
This is the best time of my week. I'd pay you for it. His name is Sebastian Stan.
Stan. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that.
You're getting old, man. This is like the fourth time this episode you forgot something.
What does that mean?
That's not normal.
No, I know.
You're usually on top of things.
I am very much
drinking,
getting old.
Or what's up?
No, that's not.
I'm usually one mumbling, stumbling around.
You're being rude. You're being rude. So this right here, if you haven't seen this before, you can see in the eyes and in the mouth. I mean, these are undoctored photos. I mean, he is. I mean, take a look at that right there.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, he could very easily pull it off. Just wear a hairpiece. And it would be very easy to do. So I'm all for that.
Pay him twice? Do you have to pay him twice, or they already have him under contract? Is that it?
I think yeah. I think you would. No, I think you would get a stipend for being in the second show.
Just pay him. Tell him he's got to do it. Probably makes pretty good money.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing okay. He's got
sure that wouldn't
a
work.
very popular show is about to hit the air in what, about 4 or 5 weeks? I think.
Oh my gosh! Did
Winter
you watch
Soldier?
the extended trailer of that?
Yeah, it looks awesome. I can't wait to see what that's going to look like. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, that was one of the only things in the Super Bowl. What's that?
Read Angela's comment. She wins today.
Oh, hold on a second. Let's bring this up.
You got to read it. It's the best thing I ever heard. She's not wrong.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that, Chris?
No, I don't have any comment. I mean, it's terrible. They're both just bad people, and they're mean. And I'm hurt now. I'm sad.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Jeannie drunker than she's seen me.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think the first time that you and I both met Jeannie in person was a good example of how much alcohol Jeannie can imbibe. And we'll just leave it. We'll just leave that story right there.
We still want to hang out with you whenever we come to Florida. Keep
that in August. Mind. In August.
Yes, we'll all be clear by then. You'll be good.
August.
It'll be great.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, we got to have we got to have all of our friends together.
I haven't seen Becky. Oh yeah, she must be having a nice Valentine's Day.
She was posting pictures of her earlier with her kids.
She was, she was having a good day. So she lies.
It lies nothing. I don't think so. I don't think that's true at all.
You're delightful. You need to know that you're delightful. We have a great time. So, we'll have some fun. We'll go back to she probably only has to have 2 drinks or something.
You said you're not going to Disney World, so you won't get to see these people in August.
Well, maybe I will.
Maybe you should. What the hell is wrong with you? We're staying in the cabins. I rented a cabin, so we're staying in the cabins.
So you got a cabin way away from things, and I've got 2 people. How am I going to stay in a freaking cabin with 4 bedrooms?
Well, everything else expensive.
$100 a night or something.
It's more than $100 a night.
800.
Oh, it's not 800. It's like 3.
That's not accurate. There's your saying.
It's
that's
like
not accurate.
It's like 309 a night.
Accurate that I say 309. That's pretty good. Because I looked at actually the Wilderness Lodge, and I think it was more than that just for a just for a standard room.
Yeah, cabins were not horribly expensive. $309 a night, I think I paid for them. So I got that.
Did you rent
locked
a
in.
car?
I have not yet.
Or are you driving down like a crazy person?
No, we're flying in, but I'm gonna have to rent a car. But it's gonna be almost $900 for the week, because if I rent one from the airport to Port Canaveral, I'm gonna just keep it in the garage for 3 days while we're there, and then I'll drive to Disney, so I have a car while I'm at Disney.
But I mean, can't you just run over to Enterprise and get one there?
Yeah, but it's such a pain in the ass. I mean, I would still have to pay for transportation from the airport to Port Canaveral. I would have to have.
We could just rent a van. Oh yeah, never mind.
No, but there's 7 of us.
Yeah, I know.
There'll be 7 of us. So that's not. I really think 2 vehicles is the only way to go.
Chris can sit in the trunk. Not you, the other one.
The other one, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, who's trying to date my niece, which is weird.
I don't think that's accurate.
I'm gonna bring that back up.
That's not accurate.
Is date not the right word?
No, I don't think date's the right word at all.
Boy, oh boy, yeah.
What happens in the Bahamas?
The other day and says, "Oh yeah, but she thinks the Bahamas is in Florida." She's gonna hate me for saying that when this is all over.
Well, the Bahamas pretty much is in Florida. I mean, it's like 50 miles east of Florida. It's right off the coast of Miami.
Yeah, but you still have to have a passport, and she didn't know that.
No, you don't. Not on the cruise.
Okay, not on a cruise. If it's a closed loop cruise, you don't need a passport. You are correct, technical boy.
That's right.
You're right.
That's right.
But would you really want to break your ankle there and not be able to be airlifted to actual real healthcare?
No.
Like in Canada?
No. Nope, not at all.
You get it?
Yep. We have garbage healthcare.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, I am very much excited to see these. I'm gonna change the subject again. Let's go back to WandaVision.
Do it.
I'm excited to see what's coming, because I think what we're going to see is something pretty spectacular in the last few episodes.
Yes.
Not sure about next week, but after that, I think we're in for something.
No, I think
we're in for some huge stuff.
Yeah, next week is the Modern Family episode. It's the one set in the 2010s, so it'll be the last of the sitcom episodes. I don't know if the scene that you see in the trailer of her and Vision flying off to fight is from this week's episode or from the following week's episode. Yeah, I think it might be from episode 9, right? Or 7 or 8. I mean 8. 8. Yeah, so
and
8.
Are the last 2 still 30 minutes or so?
No, from what I understand, now nobody seems to know anything for sure. From what I understand, the last 2 episodes should both be about 45 to 50 minutes.
Nice.
And that the 2 of them combined are about the equivalent of a movie.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be a continuous story, the last 2 episodes. Let's assume Doctor Strange will be in it. The question just becomes who else and to what end. Is it Mephisto? Will he be revealed? Are we going to get more information from Agatha Harkness? Is Agatha Harkness going to be young or old? I mean, clearly Agnes is Agatha Harkness, but will she still look like that as Agatha Harkness, or will they age her up because Agatha Harkness is old? A lot of questions being answered. The other thing is are we going to see manifestation of mutations in this series, or will they save that for later as kind of a backdoor to explain a lot of new mutants going forward?
Well, and I think that's some interesting things to say. I will say, my opinion here, Catherine Hahn has been the best part of this show.
Oh, for sure. She's amazing. And and she's a sitcom star. I mean, that's her past. Her background is in sitcoms. I can't wait to see who she ends up as in Westview. Westview,
yes,
right?
Westview.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Eastview.
No, yes. I cannot wait to see what she ends up as. I don't think she's going to be a circus clown. They made it a point not to show her.
Trippy.
Yeah. So the other thing is too, she's had interactions already with the Reality Stone. If you remember, in Thor: The Dark World. So in theory,
not Catherine Hahn, Darcy.
Oh, Darcy. I'm sorry. You're right. Darcy. That's what I'm talking about. Darcy. So Darcy has had exposures to the Reality Stone already. So she, in theory, could come in here with powers pretty quickly as well. I don't know. The whole show is just fantastic. One thing is for certain, no matter how it started out, I have lost no faith in Kevin Feige and his ability to weave together all these different aspects of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So,
well, they were in a tough spot too because they had nothing going on. COVID shows up. This was not supposed to be the first show. I mean,
No.
that was supposed to be
Captain
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, and Black Widow was already supposed to be out at this point,
right.
too.
So
Black Widow was supposed to be before.
Yeah. I mean, so some of these things are probably on the fly changes as well. I mean, there's things at the end that probably were not supposed to be there. They, so I like the show. Is it my favorite? No, but it's pretty damn good. I mean, it's a great piece. I'm glad we have the Marvel Cinematic Universe back. And at points in the show, it has absolutely lived up to it. There's been some spots where you've lost people. I mean, look at your feed. I mean, how much are you hearing about this show? I'm not hearing a lot. So, I mean, I know they've lost a lot of, casual viewers when it comes to the show, but I do think there are also people that I've talked to that said they're going to come back and watch this thing as a whole.
Yeah, it's a binge. The show should be binged.
It should have absolutely been a binge.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep, I agree 100% with that. And I will say this about the Marvel overarching story. I think that when they get back to movies again, and when the movies start popping and they're everything everybody talks about, people can go back and watch this anytime, and they will go back and fill this in. I mean, this is going to be must watch to understand Doctor Strange. I think that's clear.
Absolutely.
That they're going to make it that way.
It's going to click for people, It's going to show them exactly what they were, those little spots they were missing, and you're going to see it when you go back to the show and you go, oh yeah, that's right. I didn't see it that way. So I think those things are going to be kind of interesting going forward, and I think it gives it a little bit of replayability as well.
Sure.
So that's nice.
And the other thing too is that he's building this media brand to emulate the idea of a comic book. Well, in comic books, you have these huge events that take place among many titles. Civil War in the comic books is a perfect example of that. Infinity War also a perfect example where almost every Marvel title was involved in these story arcs, and that's what he did with the Infinity Saga with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But there is no saying that going forward there won't be segments. So there might be like a dark story segment that includes WandaVision into Doctor Strange, and then Blade, and then whatever the case may be. And then there could be another one that's more of a spy element that has Falcon and Winter Soldier, goes into Black Widow, goes into the Secret Invasion storyline that they're doing. Then there could be a space-based one that goes in another direction. They could also branch out in that way and tell different stories, then waiting till like Phase 5, Phase 6 to draw it all back together again.
Yeah.
So
they're going to have to do that. It's already just this massive thing. I mean, look at the end of Endgame. I mean, that was
yeah.
How do you get bigger? I mean,
you can't.
I guess I could see it, but how do you get bigger than that?
Well, you do with Galactus. With Galactus, you do it.
Well,
can you imagine when they have to fight an enemy the size of a planet? I mean, they're
going to need old Jim from The Office for that.
If that's who they end up going with. I do hope that John Krasinski is Dr. Mr. Fantastic.
You don't know Jim the way I know Jim.
I don't.
Sad,
I hate
man.
that show. I hate that show.
So next week we're going to talk about The Office for an hour.
And you're gonna have a guest host.
Am I?
Yeah, it's not gonna be me. I'm gonna tell you that. Not for an hour. Not for an hour of The Office.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. You have no taste.
No, I don't. It's terrible. Well, that does sound like a good point to call it a segue. We do have to figure out something to talk about next week. We meandered.
We do. So
we need a program director too.
Quite a bit this week, but that's okay. We missed each other. We needed to catch up on a lot of different things. Chris. I would add a podcast during the Super Bowl, but Chris decided that wasn't probably the best option. He's probably right.
I have very little memory of the Super Bowl, to be honest with you.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You probably drank some nice tawny porter, some nice red wine, or
that's right.
Some fortified red wine, or maybe some. No, you don't. By the way, before we leave, Chris doesn't drink hard alcohol. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird.
Nobody's saying that. Yes, it is.
It's not weird at all. Nope.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
It's been a fun time, Mark. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Wonderful week.
Yeah, you too.
Start working. I've had a very, very long week. I worked 6 days, 10 and 11 hours a day. So next week I only get to work 4. So that's good.
Good. Yeah, my kids are off school. No school this week for the kids. All that fun stuff. Yeah,
party time.
That's right. All right, man. Hey, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you guys next Sunday. Mark.
All right.
See you next Sunday. Thank you for watching The Gentleman the Jerk.
All right.
All right. Have a great night.